Hail, Internet! It's Paul. It's Matt. We're back again to talk about American Gods. Season 1, Episode 5, Lemon Scented You.
Yes.
Coming to you from a new upgraded camera. So, hope you enjoy that. Okay, cool. So, alright. American Gods. Again, this episode... So, last week's episode was, like, completely outside the confines of the book.
Yes. This
really.
is like
we got to meet Laura. This one, they do actually introduce us to a lot of folks, so it does push the plot forward. But in terms of actual like time, it's one night, basically. I mean, It's like, in a journey type format, which this is, the journey doesn't go very far, but we do actually learn some very important facts.
Yes.
So we open with another one of these coming to America things, which I believe is related to a book version, but is not the same. But there is a book equivalent, I believe. And interestingly, what the highlight of this particular thing is that it's animated.
Yes.
So and it seems like the reasoning behind it was just this would be really difficult to. Pull off.
Yeah.
So
it's much easier to pay somebody just to animate it.
Just to animate it. And so they did.
I didn't realize, It'd be interesting to see how long it took them to do it.
Yeah. And it's fun animation. It's engaging.
Yeah.
Basically, it tells the story of, distant past, people coming across the Bering Strait, the land bridge, and in search of food. The food is not there. They have a god that is the mammoth god, who, much like the mammoth, becomes extinct. The overall notion of this particular one. So obviously we had the slave ships, we had the Vikings, we had the Egyptian. These are all people that brought their mythology to the U.S.
Coming to America.
And in this one, these people from Asia basically brought their mammoth god to the U.S. But the turnabout in this one is because that particular tribe got killed off, there was no one to worship the mammoth god anymore. Okay. And so the idol, you see the idol, they have like a mammoth skull as the idol they worship. And when they're all gone, over time, the mammoth idol gets covered up. And there's no one there to worship him, and so the god, Nunyanini, something like that, mammoth guy, gets forgotten, and so dies, and this is the central theme in some ways of this book series is these gods are fighting to stay relevant.
Yeah, that
is how they survive. So, with that in mind, with that setting, we then pick up right where we left off.
Yes.
So for the last 3 weeks, it's been 3 weeks now where we've been stuck on this one moment of Shadow walks into the hotel room and sees Laura.
Yes.
And we now have that meeting and that scene.
Yes.
So she tries to play off the affair a bit, maybe.
I mean, she spells it out. I mean,
seems like he's obviously fixated on it. He's like, I don't care about your coming back to life, blah, 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 blah. Affair.
Yeah, she did sort of matter-of-factly talk about the affair and was willing to indulge his curiosity. And, I think it's, certainly an example of the kind of person that she is. But she certainly, recognizes that she's she's in a different situation now. So while, for her, she doesn't seem. I mean, she's definitely not only in with Shadow, but also with Leprechaun.
Matt Sweeney.
It's important. You can see who the most important person to her is generally. Even though now she also prizes Puppy. But so she's I don't want to say play off, but I mean, I think basically her it's easy for her to forgive herself for that in a way.
Okay. Right, she said, I tried to wait for you. I did not lie when I said I'd wait for you.
Right.
At the time, it felt like there was a reality in which I would wait for you. I mean, she explains it pretty,
Yeah.
But he is, as much as she would like him to forgive her, he does not go all the way. He doesn't just kick her out.
No.
But when she says, are you still my puppy? He's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And then, in fact, that leads to that moment when they get arrested. When Shadow and Wednesday get arrested, she's in the tub. There's a man, we say, but she makes the assumption, perhaps, that he left.
Yeah, because she probably didn't hear all that stuff that was going on. So.
Right. So there's that bit of will she follow him? Continue to be, considering she just rejected her.
And we had a repeat of behavior in a way. I mean, we saw before she died that she had this thing with water. And I think it was more not about suicide.
I thought it was about suicide, but okay.
But one thing they're setting up was the relationship between her and flies.
Right. So just to refresh, she had the bit where she would sit in her hot tub, put the lid on the hot tub, and then spray bug spray over the last little bit of air, and kind of, I don't know, almost.
I don't know if she
suffocate.
would put lid. I don't know that was.
I think the lid was on the. I'm pretty sure the lid was on the hot tub, but okay, anyway. All right, so just to refresh your memory.
I feel like she was going to the water to sort of escape that, and it was like, okay, now I can really get those guys. But, again, she's going to the water again.
You're right, the fly was a good foreshadowing. When she was alive, the fact that the flies were around,
yeah,
foreshadowing what's happening now.
Sort of suggested that her soul was rotting. So that's why the flies were flying around. And of course now she has to get a whole strip because she's got so many flies. she's got to, she needs some Begone or something. So yes, we have a continuation of that. And interesting how there's a lot of talk, Sweeney especially says, that her body can't maintain that shape.
Right. So Sweeney's like, when we're cutting forward here a little bit, but Sweeney appears to and wants to get the coin back because everything is unlucky for him still.
Yes.
Even when he escapes from the cop car, he lands on his crotch, and so it's a comedic beat that keeps showing up there. But so he shows up. He wants the coin. She's like, "I ain't giving it to you." She rightly guesses it's really important.
Yes.
It's probably keeping her alive.
Yeah, that was. It's like, you think I'm stupid?
Yeah.
Here, take all these.
Yeah, and so. He's like, all right, fine, I got time. I'll wait you out. Eventually, your body is going to slough away, and I will take your
They made
coin.
explicit what, I don't know that was explicit in the books in terms of he has to get it willingly. So he can't just take it out of her. Despite the fact that she's also much stronger than him.
She's
got this, superhuman strength. Yeah.
And she accidentally kills the coroner guy, the morgue attendant.
Yes.
Which she seems regretful about, but she's just kicking the door of her whatever they call them, morgue drawer.
Yes. But that was a great scene where the cops burst in and he's pushing her under the water, and it's like, oh, look, she's okay. No, she doesn't look okay. It looks like she's dead. Of course, she is dead.
And then a nice little touch there. Obviously, she's not breathing, so she doesn't have bubbles in the water.
Right.
He's like, she's not dead. She's not dead.
And you hear pulling on, and then she smiles like.
Also, there's just a nice little touch. They don't really call much of attention to it, but when she's using a cigarette,
yes,
she doesn't breathe smoke out.
That's interesting.
She just breathes it in, and then it just stays there.
Right. But here's another thing that wasn't in the books. We really didn't have any scenes at all between Sweeney and Laura. So
they've made Laura a big character, which is fine,
and more of Sweeney actually than
much more of Sweeney. You're right. He was basically just brought in some ways to pick a fight in the beginning.
Yeah, and then he comes back
and
you see the things he tells you that bad things have happened to him. But now we're seeing it.
Yeah. So it is yes, 40 episodes. That's how you get to 40 episodes. Fun stuff. That fight scene that they have, that Sweeney and Laura have, is obviously incredibly one-sided.
And that conversation is just really great.
He keeps calling her dead wife.
Yeah.
Dead wife. Dead wife. So that's kind of the Laura side of things. And then just to finish off there with the Laura part, at the end when she accidentally kills the attendant, she gets out, she takes the clothes of the other dead woman that's there in the morgue and kind of sets off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not sure to what,
but you'll probably see
she's
where
probably
he's
follow, right?
like, oh, that's 40
My
miles
tricorder
away.
reading
Okay.
suggests. So that is that was kind of the Laura saga. Shadow and when now interestingly they have a bit where the Ravens see Laura show up,
right, and
so go to report to Mr. Wednesday, and it's a raven sitting in the hallway. I don't sound like a chicken, but talking to Wednesday, and Wednesday is responding. Yeah. So they're like, just in case you had any doubt that these things are like his familiars, you don't have any doubts.
It reminds me of one of my favorite Droopy gags when Droopy is a frontiersman, and there's
I'm happy.
There's a wolf sheriff who's pestering him or whatever, and this cow is bothered by Droopy or Droopy's family or whatever. So the cow runs in to the sheriff's office. He's like, moo, 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 moo. And then the sheriff says, "What? There's some frontiersmen out there." Like, watch it.
But,
and you will laugh instead of laughing.
One of the best lines in cartoon history. Senor Droopy from Guadalupe. Right. Yeah, but yeah. Or maybe Ocean's 11 when the Chinese acrobat guy is asking about the plan in Chinese, and then everyone understands him.
Oh,
like, oh, yeah, no, good point. Yeah. So Odin is talking to Raven in the hallway.
Yeah, that happens.
Matt Sweeney calls him Grimnir.
Yes,
but that's another name for Odin, and it's pretty much spelled out.
Oh yeah,
at this point, especially once Mr. World shows up.
Yeah.
So that's not in doubt anymore, or it never was, but whatever. If you were not a book reader and you're like, it's just Mr. Wednesday, you would not think that after this episode.
No, you wouldn't think that.
The duo gets arrested for the bank robbery. Shadow and Wednesday. And we learn that the reason they got arrested is because of mystical facts came in with all kinds of GPS readings, and Mr. World and the media and Technical Boy, all would have the ability to not frame because it actually happened, but reveal through technology who committed this crime. The cop, there's an interrogation scene which is kind of fun.
Yeah, the
dual interrogation.
Yeah.
The cop that's interrogating Shadow, pretty smart and pretty manipulative, trying to hey, obviously these people who you've upset are obviously well connected.
Yeah.
And if you can help me out to track them down, basically you've got some powerful people that hate you, FYI, and maybe if you turn evidence, we can help you. Shadow looks like he's interested perhaps in revealing evidence, but he doesn't.
No,
actually end up doing it.
No.
Wednesday, on the other hand, starts doing his I'm a crazy old man con that we saw from the airport. When that doesn't seem to be working, and the guy's like, just give me the truth.
Yeah, he gives him the truth.
He gives him the truth. It's an exposition scene. But it's kind of a fun exposition scene where he basically just spells it out. He's like, yep, I just went to Chicago. Why were you in Chicago? I was finding this death god who didn't want to join me, but the new gods all fear him, and it'd be great to have him along.
They don't fear me as they should.
And then there's a leprechaun, but he's an idiot. So it's a little anyway. And he talks about Mr. Nancy, who we do see-ish. When Wednesday gets his handcuff off, the spider that takes his handcuff off is Mr. Nancy.
Oh, did not know.
But it's not Orlando Jones. Hello. But it is the CGI version of Orlando Jones that helps him get. So Mr. Nancy is actually there.
Okay.
Which I was kind of wondering, is he going to help him out when the bad folks show up? But apparently he didn't. He's like, I'll just stay.
Let you guys deal with that.
So he basically BS's the cops by telling him exactly the truth, as he promised he would.
Yes.
They don't believe a word he says. But he is scared, and Shadow says, "Oh, I see. It looks like you are scared for the first time of this Mr. World guy." And sure enough, Mr. World shows up with media and Technical Boy, and they kill everyone in the cop. It's kind of the Terminator.
Yes.
I'll be back. Kill everyone in the cop station moment. And they have a meeting of the minds. So it's Crispin Glover as Mr. World.
Yes.
Earlier, we do see Gillian Anderson as Marilyn Monroe as media, but we also see her as David Bowie earlier, which we kind of skipped over. But Technical Boy gets dressed down basically by media as David Bowie, saying, "Look, you were an idiot. What, you went and lynched this guy. All we wanted you to do was talk to him. Go apologize." And we learned that Technical Boy, the youngest of the new gods, is kind of a brat, basically, like very self-centered, doesn't really think about the world around him so much.
Well, yes, he's impatient, and he's selfish, but perhaps that's why he's the most impatient, because
The acting jobs are great in that whole scene, by the way. I really enjoyed that. The bit with there's 5 people in one room. And they're trying to play a little jazz with that, but they do it really great. That scene is really interesting. Crispin Glover is unsettling as ever.
Yes.
As the trademark.
Yes.
I could just say, I could read the phone book and it would sound creepy.
Because what was that? I got to see it twice because they previewed the scene where he was talking about salsa.
Oh, right. Yes. So they're basically there to make Wednesday an offer. Specifically Wednesday. And and who are you? Oh, I know you. And Mr. World proves that he knows everything about everybody.
Yes.
By saying what Shadow Moon's blood type is, talks about his mom, how many sexual partners she had, and he knows everything.
Right.
So the offer is, hey, we can use our technology to help you spread your message.
Yep.
And for instance, we can have Odin missiles blow up North Korea, start World War III, and all of these deaths will be in your name. Which, again, remember, we learned about Odin even from the very beginning, where battle and death are where he gets his power, his mythological power.
Right.
So they're like, yep, we can give you your power with our advanced missile weaponry.
Right.
And we'll call it the Odin.
Yep.
And then there's that shot where it has the cartoon unicorn with some little rainbows. Rainbow actually kind of important in Norse mythology. The rainbow, the Bifrost Bridge. Anyway, but it was just funny to see a little unicorn hopping around, a cartoon unicorn hopping around in the background. One thing that was a little, I still feel like they're missing the balance a little bit on Shadow's reactions to things.
Yeah, I agree with that.
When he walks in and he sees his dead wife back to life, he's like, stuff I've seen lately, coming back from the dead's nothing. I think he even says something like that. And he's nonchalant about the fact that she's, but then he sees other mystical, a unicorn on the wall, and he's like, what? I don't know. It's like, I'd like him to be, maybe that was a reaction he might have in the beginning, and now he's used to it. But if he's used to it, be used to it. I don't know.
I agree. Yeah, no, he was a little too much wait, what? You were in the TV sets, and now you have...
Right, exactly. Wait, you were just casual about your zombie wife, but... Okay.
I mean, they did set up... amongst the earlier events, he did seem the most unsettled by that for some reason. Maybe TV's very sacred to him. Yeah. I don't know. Whoa!
My beloved TV.
Yes, my beloved Lucy.
I did like Mr. World, the little Billie Jean moment.
Oh, yeah, that was
where he's
great.
walking on the light-up steps. Yeah. I was waiting for the hoo.
Yeah.
Hoo. They didn't have that.
No, they didn't.
I was waiting for that song. Damn it. So obviously, we'll call him Odin. I mean, we've
Sure.
been calling him Odin occasionally, but we can call him Odin for
Right.
good now. You got the Odin missile. It's Odin. Odin basically, rejects them.
Yes.
Says, it's not, the old gods, me and my kind, were about, providing a service, giving something back,
Giving meaning, yeah.
as opposed to just filling time,
Right.
which is what media, technical boy, they're about filling time,
Right.
getting attention. And so he's like, yeah, as much as you're saying all this stuff to me, I feel like you're just trying to exile me. I'm the pearl, as he put it. I'm the irritant
Oh, yes.
in the oyster,
Sand in the,
and you're just trying to cover me with this layer so that I'm palatable to you. And I refuse to be palatable. And then as Mr. World ends or leaves, he closes the door and he says, "I'm not your enemy." Which
Oh, yes, correct.
a very relevant phrase for later. But yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting to see Technoboy at that point. Like, okay, he's refused, so let's just kill him.
Yeah,
We got him right
exactly.
here. Let's just, let's
You know what it felt like to me? It felt like Austin Powers,
Oh, yeah.
the Dr. Evil's son. He's like, "Oh, you should just kill him. Let's just kill him." No. Zip, zip, like that whole bit where he's like, "No, we have him here. Just kill him." The young guy saying,
yeah.
"Why are we going through this?
Yeah.
He's right here." And so it's the same kind of notion of the young guy's like, "Look, he said no. Just kill it. No, we're making him an offer. This is how it works.
Yeah.
You don't understand."
Yeah.
So they leave Odin, and then we see Odin and Shadow
Depart.
escape.
And that was the tree.
The tree
that
thing.
was-
So I'm guessing that's the world tree. I don't know, which is the Yggdrasil, which is the tree of life from Norse mythology. We have seen it show up in Shadow's dreams.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the bone orchard,
Yeah.
the big tree of life.
Sure.
It's called the World Tree and Mr. World. I don't know if
okay.
maybe that's one of his powers. But yeah, you're right. It's like a tree doesn't really go with media.
No.
Doesn't really go with technical boy.
No, really.
So I think it's a Mr. World
Okay.
function.
Okay.
But the tree roots start growing and killing folks. And,
Yes.
the cops are like suspended in the air.
Yeah.
They didn't just kill them.
No,
They did pretty awful things to
Yeah.
them. So coincidentally, Matt Sweeney, who had just been arrested for killing
Yes.
zombie wife, comes up to the station. The cops enter the station. He hears gunshots, realizes something bad's happening, lands on his crotch, and then, while still handcuffed, runs off into the night.
Yes.
But he is at least somewhat close to Odin and Shadow
Sure.
at that point in terms of proximity.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we left off with everybody.
Yeah.
So we met Mr. World. We got reintroduced to media and technical boy. It's cool that they have their own squabbles. That's not just like the new gods are just all unified.
Oh,
fronts,
sure. Yeah.
Like they have
Sure.
their own points of view.
Sure.
Gillian Anderson as Marilyn Monroe was cool. That was fun.
good, yeah.
Lemon Scented You comes from that. She says the title of the show when she's talking about a new Lemon Scented You.
Okay.
As like, we can put this great spin, on you. Which occurred to me that, earlier in the episode, Odin makes the comment how much the apartment stinks.
Oh, yeah.
That Laura's in, because Laura smells
Yeah, death. Yeah.
like death. And so she does not smell lemon scented.
No, she doesn't. No.
She could, whatever. So a little difference there. And yeah, her stitch scars are, like, whoa.
Arresting.
They are. They are. That's why she kind of walks around naked, because she's like,
That's why.
I don't know if it's why, but maybe she's trying to put off Shadow from, I don't know. Like maybe, hey, let's talk about this. Let's not talk about me having an affair. I don't know.
Well, she wanted to get in the water. You know, you wouldn't get in your water in the clothes. And
That's
she
true.
said that she wanted to be warm in case he wanted to touch her because he didn't want her to, you know.
Yeah,
maybe
they do
walk around
kiss,
touching
and
the
her
clothes.
heart starts beating
Right.
at one point.
Right.
which is
Yeah.
interesting.
So that probably increases the aspect that she didn't experience in life, which is, you know, looking at Shadow and seeing him as some bright figure. You know, she's supposed to be on some kind of journey now. She's supposed to be accomplishing something and superficially saving Shadow, but maybe really finding something ultimately that causes her to eventually say, okay, now I can go on to the next stage in life.
And of course, Mad Sweeney does mention, you know, you use that hot water to warm yourself. You're just accelerating the decomposition process.
Right.
So get ready for me to get my coin back.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that is episode 5.
Yeah.
Any parting thoughts? I'm the trailer for next week. Not sure that I got anything particular out of that. There's a meeting. You see Wednesday Odin meeting up with what looks a bunch of people with red armbands.
Oh.
And it looks like I think we might be meeting a couple of other gods, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe some of the older gods again that
Okay.
we're trying to rally around. But yeah, until then, episode 6. Tomorrow we'll be doing Leftovers, episode 7.
Penultimate episode.
The penultimate episode of the series.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. And without further ado, Dork Lords, bye everybody.